Can the Golden State Warriors pull off the upset again tonight over the Minnesota Timberwolves?
This is Locked On Bets, the daily betting show that means business from the Locked On Podcast Network. Hosted by Lee Sterling and Kevin Rogers, they're dropping fearless picks with an inside edge to put money in your pocket. If there's action, they've got the lock. This is where smart bets start. It's Locked On Bets.
Welcome to the Monday edition of Locked On Bets. Kevin Rogers and Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports with you. And as always, we appreciate you making Locked On Bets your first listen of the day here on the Locked On Podcast Network, the number one sports podcast network. We know who's in the Super Bowl. It's the Patriots and the Seahawks. So that will be a healthy part of the discussion over the next few weeks. And two exciting games yesterday. And we're going to talk about that coming up. Also some boneheaded coaching decisions as well. We'll get to. Also, we had a huge card over the weekend and did pretty well. So we want to talk about that. But since there's no football tonight, Lee, it's basketball and hockey we're going to look at. So let's begin with our NBA lock of the day.
Open it, open it, open it. Lee has the key to the lock of the day.
The Warriors beat the Timberwolves last night at Target Center. Now the teams meet again tonight. And big performance from Golden State in the third quarter. And we'll see if the Warriors can win again, Lee. What do you like with Minnesota home favorite here?
Love watching games because so many times I see something I can use for later. And here's something I think is going to be useful one day later. Game last night, I'm watching Golden State, and I'm saying, wow. This is a different team. I know I've been going against them. We've been making a lot of hay going against the Golden State Warriors, but it might be time to go against them and not against them, for them, and ride them here in certain instances. Why do I say that? Well, they're going to play faster without Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler slowly jogging up the court. And who are they playing tonight? Minnesota Timberwolves. And they ran Minnesota out of the gym yesterday. They were getting 5.5 points, and now they're getting 7.5 after winning 111-85. So what did they do? I told everyone they're going to put Padinsky into the starting lineup, and it's provided benefits. Also, Al Horford, I mean, steady. He's almost, I think he's 40 now, or right there. I mean, he's playing great. You know, he's only going to play, 20 to 25 minutes, but like what he's doing, like his energy, but he held off the bench. Quentin Post. Also, Pat Spencer. I like this guy. I think he's going to play a lot tonight. Didn't play much last night, only 3 minutes, but in a back-to-backer, I think he's a really good backup point guard. I think he was a lacrosse player in college, one of the top lacrosse players, and has built up his game. And so I just like this team here, Golden State, in this situation. What makes Minnesota play all of a sudden, and you got to lay 2 more points because they got waxed? I think Golden State is in their head right now. I think they're going to run them out of the gym again here, or at least cover. We'll take the 7.5 points here with the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be a level 2 lock.
And also, too, a playoff rematch from last season when Minnesota knocked out Golden State in 5 games. Steph Curry got hurt in that series. And Minnesota won the first matchup in San Francisco earlier this year. Warriors got some revenge last night. And Lee, you have an NBA card, your NBA card that you are going to give away tonight?
Yep, this is what I'm going to do. And we'll talk about the week that we had last week through Sunday. Incredible. And I feel real good about the NBA card today. Still working on it. Looking like we'll have, with a college, at least 3 games. So this is what I want to do. I want to say thank you to everyone who is either a longtime listener or just coming aboard. How can you get involved and get a free card in basketball for tonight? And we will text it to you. All you need to do is go to YouTube and also either Amazon or Spotify and like and subscribe. Take a picture of both YouTube and either Amazon or Spotify of liking and also subscribing. And then write just a nice little review if you can on one or the other. We appreciate it. I think it's on preferred on Spotify or also Amazon. And You take a picture of all three and DM me on Twitter, X, at Paramount Sports, or email me, psports@bellsouth.net. I'm going to send you the card for free. Also include your cell number. We will text it to you that way. So like the card a lot tonight. And, we're going to go move our emphasis from football to basketball and hockey this week. And just my way of saying thank you. And hopefully we can keep it rolling for you and keep these winners rolling. And hopefully you like what we do in the basketball and you one day subscribe to my service.
Yeah, and a pretty good week. We finished up last week with the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship. Went 8-1 if you include the parlay. I mean, if you bump that up a little bit, you had the parlay of Jared Stidham and Cortland Sutton, both under Stidham under his completions, Sutton under his receptions. That was a nice return. But Broncos winner, they covered in the loss league. Under on the Patriots Broncos, easy winner. Over on the Seahawks Rams was your big play. Also, Blake Corum, we had over his rushing attempts. Colby Parkinson over his receptions. Kenneth Walker under his yards. The only loser was Whittington with his yards, and Justin Gaethje in UFC plus 190 with him on Saturday night. So a pretty successful week there.
Yeah, if you factor in, a parlay pays 13-5 and Justin Gaethje almost 2-1, it was like going 10.5 wins and only one loss. So very proud of that. You and I thought did some good work and things turned out the way that we thought. And when you pile up and have a great run like that, when you go middle of the road back and forth, let's say you're 5-5, 6-5, 5-6, doesn't hurt you. You're just biding your time till you have a real big run like we had. So if you're with us and you took advantage of it, feel good and happy for you. We're also happy here for our service and also our pocketbooks.
So now we know the Super Bowl matchup, Patriots and Seahawks coming up, Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. And number one, the coaching decisions by the losing teams, the Sean McVay of the Rams, Sean Payton of the Broncos. I guess we'll start with Sean Payton. You had an opportunity to kick a field goal to go up 10-0 against New England. You don't get the first down. New England eventually ties it, eventually beats you 10-7. I guess your thoughts first on that, where Sean Payton, one of the, if not the highest paid coach in the NFL, you still say like that was a very makeable field goal. Just take the points. The weather's going to get bad. Don't let New England in. Be up by 2 possessions. If New England scores, you're up still 10-7. But now it's 7-0. New England scores at 7-7 game. We saw how it all turned out.
Yep. Huge mistake. I think, number one, it wasn't a gimme with a backup quarterback, and he had to know the weather was going to be coming in. So if you can get a 10-0 lead with a backup quarterback, you take it. So just crazy. Some of these, what people consider great coaches, these have to be 2 of the top 4, 2 of the top 5 as far as how they're paid, made 2 major blunders that both at least cost them a chance at overtime or a chance, I thought, to win the game. So major blunders. You take the points. It's like, oh, is it going to be, am I going to be second guessed? I know people like to be aggressive, but there's a reason why Dan Campbell hasn't made a Super Bowl. There's a reason why both of these teams lost. And Sean Payton, I thought that was the biggest blunder. Take it with a backup quarterback, and he had to know the weather was going to be coming in. It was going to be bad.
And also Sean McVay, I still believe, and we agree on this point. I mean, I'm watching the game. They go for it on 4th down, down 4, and I thought that was a little too much to try to go for the go-ahead touchdown, kick the field goal with 5 minutes left, get down 1, then hope you get into field goal range. They never got there. That last pass, Puka Nacua caught it, but the time ran out. And another, a tough loss there for the Rams, who had a really good season. But you got to give Seattle credit and Sam Darnold that, the reclamation project of him, that he goes to Seattle. And look, last 2 years, Minnesota and Seattle, he's been great for both teams.
Yeah. He had that, bad 2 last games. Bad last game of the regular season last year, and then the first game of the playoffs. But, I mean, what a decision that has, taken Seattle to new heights in less than 2 years. They're in the Super Bowl with a new coaching staff. And then Minnesota, they made the mistake not re-signing him. Also, Vegas looked like they had the choice between the two quarterbacks, decided to go with the more expensive option, which was Geno Smith, and what a epic fail that was. So congrats to Seattle. This is a really good team. This is a really good team. There's a reason why the line opened at 4.5. They projected it was going to be 3.5. It opened at 4.5. Some places it's 5 and even 5.5. So we'll discuss the game more as the week goes on, and we're going to have a lot of props at the end of this week, all next week, and then the game. So I think it's a really good matchup. Wasn't as excited looking at the two championship games, but now I think I'm starting to get excited about this matchup. I think it's going to be very good.
Yeah, and we'll see how it all turns out. Again, 2 weeks for the Patriots and the Seahawks. Second time they're meeting the Super Bowl. We know how that ended the first time. As long as Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll aren't involved, maybe the Seahawks make a smarter decision late if they have to. So we'll see how that turns out. All right, we have a couple NHL picks for tonight, Lee, and we're going to get to our first one now. It is time for our Hidden Gem.
To find a diamond in the rough, you need to dig a little deeper for those hidden gems.
The New York Islanders have not played well of late. They've been outscored 9-1 in their last 2 losses, including 5-0 at Buffalo on Saturday. The Sabres are like a wagon right now, what they're doing. It's unbelievable. But the Islanders are in Philadelphia tonight against the Flyers, and I'm going to take the Islanders. We're going full game on this one. Taking the Islanders. It's around -110 on them. Philadelphia is off a really good road trip. They won at Vegas. They won at Colorado. They lost to Utah in there. But I think that the Flyers, though, this has got to be a letdown spot for them. And they go on the road after this. They have a couple starting in a few days in Columbus, and just a tough scheduling spot for them. Also, the Islanders have lost twice to the Flyers in the shootout this year. So after New York has lost to Philadelphia twice, and they just got blown out the last 2 games, I got to believe a better effort from them. And also the Flyers, after getting a rare win over Colorado on the road. I mean, no one's really beaten Colorado this year in Denver. That we're going to go with the New York Islanders tonight against Philadelphia as our Hidden Gem.
Like it a lot here. Great spot here. And we're thinking about that game for our service, but we'll see how things pan out. Want to see the goalie report, who's going to be between the pipes, and also injury reports there. But I think that's the right side.
And we'll see how that unfolds tonight in the Metro. Coming up, we're going to take a look at another NHL play, the Kings and the Blue Jackets. That is straight ahead. You are listening to today's Monday. It's only Monday already. The Monday edition of Locked On Bets. Let's talk now about FanDuel, and we have reached that point. It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially comes to a close. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're right in the middle of it with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite, riding the underdog, maybe you want to take the Seahawks and lay the points, you want to take the points with the Patriots, or building one last same-game parlay. This is the game everyone's been waiting for, when these predictions turn into plays, and maybe you have an MVP that you like at this point. If you want to go with the quarterback, Sam Darnold on Seattle's side, Drake May for the Patriots, maybe someone else, maybe JSN for the Seahawks having a big game at receiver. You never know which way you can go with it, and it's the perfect way to cap off the season and make the Super Bowl even more exciting, from kickoff to the final whistle at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. If you're a new customer, bet just $5. You get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. We continue Locked On Bets here on this Monday. Kevin Rogers and Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports already giving out one NHL bet. Let's go with our second one in Columbus, the home of the Buckeyes. I mean the Blue Jackets, as we'll look at our NHL blowout special.
Oh, boy. Last one out, turn off the lights. This one's a blowout.
But Ohio State's not happy that another team from the Big Ten won the title this year. All right, let's look at the Blue Jackets and the Kings tonight, Lee. From Columbus, the Blue Jackets off a huge effort against Tampa Bay, 8 goals the other night. LA off a win in the shootout over St. Louis. But what do you like here with the Jackets and the Kings in Columbus?
Yep. Columbus fired former head coach Dean Evison, January 11th, and have really turned their season around ever since. They've won 5 of the last 6, including wins against playoff teams like Tampa and also Dallas. And now they get a Kings team here that I haven't seen good hockey from them or consistent hockey since probably November. LA is averaging just 2.5 goals per game in their last 8. They're in the midst of a 2-week road trip here as well. And they're all over the Midwest and East Coast here. And this just isn't a game, I think, that they're just going to all of a sudden turn things around. I think they're just trying to stay afloat. Columbus stays hot tonight. Blowout special. Not the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Money line -110. Blowout special.
And we'll see if Columbus can build off that win over Tampa Bay on Saturday, getting the Kings in town tonight. So, Lee, what's going on with Paramount Sports? Like you mentioned, we still have one football game left, and it's not for 2 weeks. And you're going to have all the props coming out and all the other crazy stuff later in the week. But we still have a lot of college basketball, NBA, NHL to turn to at Paramount Sports.
Well, first, like I said, want to thank everyone again who takes their time to watch or listen to our podcast. Working hard, Kevin and I, and puts a smile on our face when we can do well for you. Got a couple of great DMs and emails, and thank you very much. Like I said, we work hard for it, and hopefully we're helping you out. And also, my way of saying thank you, and Kevin's way also, if you like and subscribe and take a picture of it, and also write a nice little comment on one of the different platforms and send it to my DM on Twitter/X at Paramount Sports, or email me, psports@bellsouth.net. Also include your cell number, and I will send you the basketball card for tonight. So just my way of saying thank you. Also, we're going to have the winner and top 10 prop plays. Didn't even mention this. I mean, so much winning. On the prop plays that we sold for $25, went 8-2 on those, and came very, very close to going 9-1 on those. So whoever, I know there's a bunch of people that ended up buying that. Thanks, and hopefully you were rewarded there with a nice 8-2 card on the player props. You want to get our Super Bowl winner now, and also top 10 prop plays. They're going to be out by tomorrow, so you want to do that. How about this? $147. Now, you know what? Use coupon code SAVE50. SAVE50 for our Super Bowl and top 10 prop plays. Coupon code SAVE50, just $97 for that. We have won 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls on the player props, top 10 player props. We have won 9 of the last 10 years. It'll include my daughter's prediction on the national anthem, and she's only lost one of those. I think she's like 11-1-1. So you want to get involved, ParamountSports.com. Also, how about this? Basketball and hockey heating up, and also UFC. We had another winning card in the UFC. 21 out of 27 winning UFC cards. You want a year of UFC or hockey or basketball. You choose whichever 2 out of 3 you want. So basketball and hockey through the NBA Finals in June, also the NHL Stanley Cup Finals mid-June. You can pick one of those and also, or both of those, or also a year of UFC selections, $1,000. Everything's up and available. You want to win, we're here for you. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type in Locked On Bets and you'll find us there, as well as the podcast version on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, Locked On Bets, and we are there for you. And again, we appreciate you tuning in to this edition of Locked On Bets. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday right here, Locked On Bets on the Locked On Podcast Network.